Hi, welcome back to our online English lesson. I hope you guys are fine, healthy, and always motivated. So today we are going to discuss about procedural texts. It is the kind of text that we can always find everywhere during our everyday life. So it is important for you to learn about it. Before going into the lesson, I would like to ask, since school has been moved into online, have you used online video meeting platform such as Google Meet? Here, for you who have difficulties joining a Google Meet class, I have a video on how to join a Google Meet video conference. Let's watch.
How do I join a Google Meet video conference? You can join a Meet video conference in 3 ways: via a meeting URL, via Google Meet, or via Google Calendar. We'll show you how step by step. When someone invites you to a Meet video conference, they share a link that lets you join. The first way to join that meeting is to click directly on the link. The second way to join the meeting is to visit meet.google.com. You will see your meetings listed here. Click the meeting, then click Join Now. The third way to join a meeting is via Google Calendar. Go to your Google Calendar and find the meeting. Open it, and then click Join with Google Meet. And that's how you join a Google Meet video conference.
How is it? What do you think about the video? It's pretty informative, right? So now I would like you to think about these following questions. So the first question is, what is the video about? Do you know the answer? Yes, well done. It's about how to join Google Meet video conference. Question number 2. What are the ways to join a Google Meet conference? Have you got the answers? Yes, there are 3 ways. First, via URL, or what we often call as the link. Second, via Google Meet website. And last, via Google Calendar. The previous video is an example of a procedural text. You now have got an overview of how a procedural text looks like. So, let's discuss it more deeply. Procedural texts. A procedural text aims at describing how something is done or made through a sequence of steps or actions. There are many kinds of procedural texts, but the most common ones that we usually find are these 3. Recipes, how to cook something. Manuals, how to operate something such as a tool. And tips, it is more like a suggestions on a certain topic such as how to get a job or how to excel in classes. A procedural text has a unique text structure. It usually consists of these 3 parts. The first one is the title or the goal. It is the goal or outcome of the activity. For example, how to make banana muffin, how to make bakso, and so on. In the previous video, the goal is how to join a Google Meet video conference. The next one is the ingredients or materials. Ingredients is the term that we usually use for recipes, while materials is usually for the instructions on how to do something. So, ingredients or materials are the list and amount of things and materials required. Some procedural texts, like the one that I showed you before, might not mention the materials if it is clear enough. Tips and manuals often do not mention it, while mostly recipes do. Last, the steps or methods. It is the step-by-step description of how to complete the task. Some procedural texts might have some methods with a lot of steps, just like the video that I showed you. Now, let's move on to the language features part. I will play some parts of the previous video, and I want you to pay attention carefully to those parts.
Click the meeting, then click Join Now.
Look at the form of the sentence. What kind of verb does it start with? Let's take a look at another part of the video.
Go to your Google Calendar and find the meeting.
So, the question is still the same. What do you think about the form of the sentence? What are the similarities between those two parts? I will give you some time to think about it. Now, to test whether what you think is correct or not, let us do an activity. I have a procedural text here. It is about how to connect a wireless mouse. What you have to do is to choose one of the verbs in the brackets next to the blank parts. Choose the one that you think is the most appropriate language feature of a procedural text. You have some time to do it. Finish? Let's discuss. So, which one is the most suitable form for the first sentence? Is it plucked or pluck? Yes, excellent. The answer is pluck. First, plug in your mouse's receiver to your computer's USB port. Then, the mouse driver will automatically be installed to detect the wireless mouse. What about the second one? Is it flip or flipping? Correct. The answer is flip. Second, make sure that your mouse has batteries or is charged. To do this, flip the mouse over and remove the battery compartment cover. And the third? Is it turned or turn? Correct. The answer is turn. Third, turn on your mouse. Usually, the on or off switch is on the back of the mouse. Finally, your wireless mouse is ready to use. Let us now discuss the language features of a procedural text. These sentences which start with the base form of a verb is called an imperative. Imperative sentences contain a command. So, in the first sentence here, the writer commands us to plug our mouse's receiver to the computer's USB port. Kalau dalam bahasa Indonesia, imperative sentences sama seperti kalimat perintah. Not all sentences in a procedural text have to be imperative. Some may be the other kinds of sentences, but usually procedural texts have this kind of text. Now, for the second language feature, I would like you to pay attention at the words in the very beginning of the sentences. So, it's first, second, third, and finally. Those words are called time sequencers. Why are they called sequencers? Because they tell you which sentence comes first, second, and so on. Other examples of time sequencers are next, lastly, and after that. Again, time sequencers don't have to always be there in each sentence of a procedural text, but usually they do. And now, it's practice time. I have a few steps here. The title of the steps is still a secret for you to guess later. These steps are not arranged in the correct order. So, what you have to do is to place them in the correct sequence. You will have some time to do it. Time is up. Let's check. Which sentence comes first? Yes, it is. First, open the App Store or Google Play Store on your smartphone. What's the next one? Excellent. It is. After that, find the Gojek app using the search bar and install the app. Which one is sentence number 3? Is it this one? What do you think? No, it's not. So sentence number 3 is, once the application is installed, you must register an account first. Press the sign up button on the app. What about the 4th sentence? Yes, that's correct. It's next. Enter all the requested data correctly. Gojek will send you a verification code to the number you registered. Enter the code into the Gojek app. So the last one will be, lastly, select the service that you want to use. How was it? Easy, right? Now, what do you think is the best title for the text? I will let you think about it first. Have you got it? So, these two titles might be the best choices for the text. So, either how to use Gojek app or how to get started with Gojek app. Of course, you may come up with other titles as long as it is in line with the goal of the steps. This marks the end of our lesson about procedural texts. Let's have a brief summary of our lesson. Now, let's review the lessons that we learned today. So, we learned about procedural texts. A procedural text tells us about how to do something or how to make something. It can be in the form of recipes, manuals, or tips. A procedural text consists of 3 parts of text structure. What are they? The first one is the goal, the second one is the materials, and the last one is the steps. A procedural text also has specific language features. Do you still remember what they are? First, a procedural text has imperative sentences. And second, a procedural text has a lot of time sequencers. Before we end the class, I will give you a homework. So what you have to do is to make a short video of a procedural text related to your hobby. For example, if you like cooking, you can make a tutorial video of cooking your favorite meals. If you like origami, maybe you can create a video tutorial of how to make a paper crane. You don't have to make something difficult, just be creative and put some effort to the homework, because it will be part of the grading as well. Use the text structure and language features that we have discussed earlier. The maximum duration for your video is 10 minutes. And upload your video to the Google Drive folder using the link in the description box. Do not forget to name your file as follows. So, your full name first and the title of your video. For example, Satrio Dewantono _ how to build a spaceship. Please submit your video before Monday, July 13 before midnight. To help you, let's watch a video as a reference of how your video may look like.
In this video, you will learn how to share a video with sound during a Zoom meeting or presentation. Welcome to this video on how to share video with sound during a Zoom presentation. My name is Jeff Spencer, Director of Operations for the Home Furnishings Association, and while this video was developed for internal company training, you may find it useful in your business as well. So let's jump right in. If you're familiar with Zoom, by now you've done quite a few screen shares, like I'm going to do right now. So now you can see my screen, but often you may want to show a video clip to whoever's on the other end of your meeting to say, hey, take a look at this, this TV spot, tell me what you think. But you find that you play it and the person on the other end is not getting sound. This is the share screen that you typically see that comes up. So you'll click share, you'll pick the screen, and then you'll hit share, and then you have, they're seeing your screen. And I'm gonna run a video right now. As you can tell, there's no sound. So this is what your meeting participant will be seeing if you're trying to play a video. They're not getting the sound, they're just getting the video. So if you want to play a video and have your meeting participants actually hear the audio that's going along with it, go ahead and stop sharing your screen and then reshare it like I'm going to do just now, but there's a checkbox that you want to pay attention to, and I'll show you where that's at. Okay, so this is going to be your sharing screen video going forward. But before you pick your screen that you want to share, but before you hit the share button over here, you want to make sure that you check this box right here and then click share. And then at this point, if you go ahead and you play your video.
I feel good.
Oops.
You know that I
Wrong video. Sorry, guys. All right, how do I stop this? Okay, so that was embarrassing, but you get the point. When you share your screen, if you want to include video, just check that little box down in the corner before you actually share your screen, and your participants will see the video and hear the sound that goes along with it. Just make sure you choose the right video. Thank you for watching, and I hope this information was useful to your business. Feel free to leave comments below and tell us what you think. To view other training videos, subscribe to this channel for updates as new videos are released. And of course, to contact the Home Furnishings Association, visit our website at myhfa.org.
You may also make something like this. Just be creative.
Hello, this is Nick with nickscomputerfix.com, and here's a video on how to connect a laptop to your TV using an HDMI cable. Okay, to accomplish this task, you're going to need 4 items. The first one is a HDMI cable that's at least 6 feet in length. The next item is going to be your remote control for your widescreen TV. And you will need your laptop and of course your widescreen TV as well. Okay, now that you got all the items that you need for this project, go ahead and grab your laptop and locate the HDMI port on your laptop, most likely on the side. Go ahead and grab one end of the HDMI cable, and we're going to insert that into the HDMI port on your laptop. And then go ahead and grab the other end of that HDMI cable, and on the back of your widescreen TV, locate the HDMI port that you want to plug that into, and then plug that HDMI cable into it. Once that's done, more than likely you'll see no signal on your widescreen TV. You need to grab your remote control and push the input button and select the HDMI as your input. And once that's done, you'll see the same screen on your laptop on your widescreen TV. In my case, I have the Windows 8.1 start screen being displayed on my widescreen TV and my laptop at the same time. And also keep in mind that any keyboard activity and mouse movement will also be seen on your laptop and your widescreen television as well. Okay, that's it for this video. Subscribe and like my video.
This is the end of our lesson today. Do not forget to do your homework, and if you still have any question or difficulties, you can just tell me in the comment section below. See you next week.